My name's Magic.
I'm Josie.
I'm John.
And welcome to MGAM TV. On this week's show...
What's the S stand for?
Okay, first off, we've got Man of Steel, or Superman, or, well, it is Superman, but I think it's Christopher Nolan who decides that he's going to put, like, instead of Batman, Dark Knight, Superman, Man of Steel, make it sound better than it actually is. Anyway, guys, we'll start with Josie. What did you think of Superman?
Generally quite underwhelmed with it. It was a good film, it was a good superhero film, followed the whole general storyline for a Superman film, but in terms of how I felt when I came out, quite underwhelmed.
So you didn't have that feeling of, I mean, I wanted to come out of the film, get my coat, button it up at the top, undo it all, and then run around the car park as if I'm Superman. That's what I did at Batman. I mean, John, did you have
No.
No, you didn't want to do that, did you?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It just didn't grab me at all. There were moments in the film where I thought, yeah, that's really good. I really like what they've done there. But
like what?
In general, I like the little things like in the fight scene towards the end,
where it's sort of
where
smacking them through the buildings.
Smacking them through the buildings.
Can't beat it. Smacking them through the buildings.
I thought that was really good. But I also like the little thing like when Superman got hit into the LexCorp tankers, and
that was a really nice twist.
What's gonna happen there and stuff like that. But apart from that, it was kind of like a bit. Is it ever going to end?
Yeah.
I was clock watching a lot.
Yeah, I was. I think I was clock watching the times. I was kind of going, oh, it's going to end now, and then it just didn't. And then, well, I think the sort of things I hated about it, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it, and I didn't love it, and I wanted to love it, but I hated it, and I kind of was a bit annoyed. It was like, brown bread, white bread, I best of both. No, it was just shit. Anything on that?
Strong words. I wouldn't go all out there and say it was shit. I mean,
why?
It's as I said, it's a generic good superhero film. If you want to go and watch a superhero film, want to see some fighting, good versus evil, that sort of thing, ticks all the boxes.
It does.
But as John said, too slow, didn't really have that sort of epic feeling about it. It was just very...
Why though? It was epic. I mean, there was points where Superman's standing there, there's tanks behind, it looks really iconic, then he's flying up into space, then he's fighting someone, and like you said, he's going through a building, there's tankers being thrown. It's Superman.
Well, I think a lot of some to do with that, it would be the acting, in my personal opinion. In terms of Henry Cavill, I thought he was very wooden and not very well animated, really. And it to me, it seemed like they picked him to be Superman because he looks like Superman.
He did look like
Superman. And if you think of your generic,
he wore the suit
Superman,
well.
He's got the hair, he's got the bum chin, he's got everything.
Bum chin.
But hashtag bum chin.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't have the acting ability. I don't know. No. I haven't seen him in anything else.
I mean, he'd fly down and he's just kind of saved the world or saved that part of whatever, and he'd land, and then to me, you'd watch it and he'd sort of just go, put his hand on the side, and he'd say, "What was my line again?" And then somebody'd whisper from the side, "I am Superman," and he'd be like, "Oh, I am Superman, and it kind of felt, as soon as he spoke, I was out of the cinema. I didn't feel immersed. I was kind of like, oh, you know, I know exactly where I am. It doesn't feel like Superman. And
I think they tried too hard to beat the previous Superman films, like the original Superman films.
But the original were tongue-in-cheek, weren't they? I think they were very slapstick.
I think they tried to take it a little bit further away from that.
Yeah,
to try and
maybe
get it a little bit more cutting edge.
I think the problem,
serious.
And that's where they.
Yeah, I think the problem was they were trying to ride on the back of how serious they've made Batman and the whole Dark Knight franchise.
Yeah,
because that's worked really well.
I mean, no, it was Nolan and Snyder.
Yeah.
Snyder was Watchmen. Nolan's obviously Batman.
Which are obviously both very dark films.
Yeah, exactly, and I think you're right. Maybe, I mean, Superman, he wears his pants on the outside. He disguises himself with specs, which is ridiculous. So he is tongue-in-cheek, and maybe they just didn't do it. But could you do it, though? If you brought Superman out and it was tongue-in-cheek nowadays, would you get away with it?
Well, I think you look at the Avengers and everything that Marvel are doing at the moment. That's all tongue in cheek,
Fantastic Four and that.
They're becoming, you know, some of the most successful films of all time. So why can't they? Why can't they do it with Superman? That's what everybody expects.
Yeah. And I think the main problem is they're trying to keep that cheeky element to it. There are a lot of cheesy lines in the film, which, if it was filmed the same way...
Welcome to the planet.
Yeah, well, Lois's excellent phrase of welcome to the planet to Clark Kent.
Did you like Lewis?
Lewis?
Lewis. You like Lewis? I like Lewis. I don't like Lois.
I wasn't a fan of Lois, personally. I think there were a lot of issues in terms with her knowledge of Superman. I think you felt that as well, didn't you?
The fact that she worked out that it was that Clark was Superman within the first half hour of the film. Yeah. Kind of.
And the fact that at the Daily Planet, everyone else that worked there had seen Superman as Superman and not as Clark Kent. And then when he comes in as Clark Kent, Lois knows who he is, but no one else does.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was basically there, and he's like, as if he's just watched them have this massive fight. He gets there and he goes, oh, I wonder what disguise I can have. Right, I'll put these specs on.
And a suit.
Yeah, and do you reckon they've actually got sort of focal lens in them? Do you reckon he's actually... he actually went to opticians or Specsavers and sat there, and they went, yeah, you've got obviously perfect eyesight, you had to fake it. Obviously had to fake it. And then came out with you know, the right lenses.
However, he could do his own laser eye surgery, possibly.
I like it. All right, well, fair enough. Right, okay, let's go scores, and then we'll get the old MGAM score. What did you think, John? What was the overall and score?
Overall score was 67. Not too bad. So
you enjoyed it?
I think I enjoyed it because it was Superman.
Oh, it was. It was Superman. It definitely was Superman.
There were certain bits I just thought, it's not grabbing me.
Yeah. Joe?
I gave it 68, so kind of the same. My main downfalls really were the story. Didn't really go anywhere for me. I liked the whole General Zod fighting good versus evil, but in terms of anything more, not really. And then other downfalls, acting, Henry Cavill especially, in my opinion, and the characters. I didn't enjoy Lois.
Yeah, I enjoyed Lois. I enjoyed Lois. It was all right. Yeah, I enjoyed Lois. I think it was different and it was played differently, and I think I was kind of. I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, they're actually, you know, changing it up a bit. The storyline was slightly changed. Some people are moaning, but I don't mind that. But like overall, there was a lot missing. The sound was great. I thought the real impact on the punching and the throwing and all that stuff. Action was superb. Some stuff I've never seen before. It had the green screen thing where he's lying on a ladder and they've got the green screen behind him, and then they've obviously put, and he just, there was a couple of points there which again broke it, and that's why I gave it 76. So overall, Superman, well, just Man of Steel, got a final MGAM score of 70. So, yeah, you happy with that?
Fair enough.
You happy with that? No.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
I'm happy with that. Okay. Yeah.
That's bronze.
Is it? Fair enough.
So, not Man of Steel, Man of Bronze.
Man of Bronze.